case again, please. I do not want a Gesante handshake. I'm literally pressing the red button of complain that I have right here. I do not want to see a Gesante handshake. Actually counter this champion, play more aggressive. Shanji is an excellent top laner to do that with.
Well, I mean, so far
game
so
one,
good.
all over
Yeah,
again.
they're just going back to what worked. And I mean, for the moment, AL are saying, yeah, look, it wasn't the composition that lost us game number one. It was just the execution. So keep it the same. Now let's see where these next few bans, next few picks goes. Because so far so good. We are having a salty run back, even if it is a game late.
Actually, you call it a salty run back. That was the game NIP won. So technically, in their heads, it could have been like, hey, maybe we misplayed a little bit the early game, but surely you banned Xin Zhao here. Xin Zhao and Udyr have been such a problem to deal with when it comes to these team fights. You couldn't penetrate through them, so surely Xin Zhao would be a point of contention, or you take it as an R4 if you're NIP.
See what they go for right now. The LeBlanc this time around not going to be allowed to be picked by Rookie. They take that one away on this round of bans. The Tristana has been a consistent ban by the side of NIP. Rookie does not want to play against that, at least not Shanks' version of it, as we come into the last game of this series. We'll wait to see where everyone kind of goes now with these last few picks and last few bans. The Jax being thrown out there. Very scared of Croco kind of going for this, which says to me that NIP want Aki on the Xin Zhao themselves.
Absolutely, and let's see if it is going to be the case. Again, we are on 14.4. Things like Orianna and Nocturne are a thing again. Reminder, Stridebreaker does have a Tiamat component now, which does help a lot Nocturne in terms of wave clear, and this could be either an R4 Xin Zhao or potentially even like something like an R4 Orianna that could potentially bring a Nocturne to life.
Very high on the Nocturne priority for you, but we'll see if either side really feels like it's necessary. The Nico being banned away.
I'm inhaling the copium, you know? I'm inhaling the copium.
Am I casting with Trouble or am I casting with VODS? You know, like, which one is it?
Listen, he's fake Nocturne because he played more Akali, okay? He started saying that he was playing Katarina as well, and he's a Katarina expert. That's also lies.
he's just absorbing the knowledge of all of the one tricks in the LEC office at the moment. But we'll see. Xin Zhao is the pick here for NIP. They are going to be able to get themselves a fairly decent one. No Lee Sin this time around, so we're not going to have those flash kicks to threaten the life of Hope. AL maybe going to give Shanks a fair whack of the Orianna again. Did not have a bad game one, but definitely didn't land the most, kind of clutch of shockwaves. It was only landing it onto kind of frontliners and tanks, so not exactly ideal. Hopefully he'll have a better chance of it in this one, and again, won't be going up against the LeBlanc. So right now, AL, they're thinking about going mano-a-mano and looking for more aggression. I mean, it worked in game 1 and 2, and they're going to stick to it, get the Viego locked in.
Absolutely love it. With the likes of an Orianna, you can get beautiful ultimates later on in the fights. Yes, finally, Rookie's Akali has been unbanned for the entirety of the series. Can be a threat post 6 to Orianna as well. As look at that squishy backline. Again, you do not have point-click CC for this Akali. Later on, you've got Emilio and Illusion. Rookie has huge potential to go big in these team fights.
We'll see where they want to try and move this one now. Again, like you said, the Rookie Akali, exceptional at finding those targets around the map, making sure they're able to get priority.
Having the Nautilus is a huge threat into these skirmishes and these engages when it comes to the 3v3s. So Aki definitely has an avenue to play towards that bot side of the map.
We jump onto the Rift. Gyos are strong. Stronger than they've been all night.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Solid. That was solid. We'll see now with NIP. Still in the series, still looking to make this a 8-2 with 6 series left to play, but AL, the chaos they could create by winning this series, it would drag down NIP. You would then have NIP, FPX, and AL all on 7-3, with IG, Top Esports, and Team WE all on 6 wins, either 6-2 or 6-3 themselves. So this clump of 5 or 6 teams could become very crowded very quickly. And that's when these matchups, these specific matchups between the likes of AL and NIP, even FPX and the likes, will become far more important.
I love what AL is doing. I love what AL is doing. We set it up. We said Xin Zhao wants to play through that bot side of the map.
Oh,
what does
ghosting.
AL do? They late invade. He's sprinting up at top lane. They late invade blue side of Aki's map, and they split the map in half, not allowing Xin Zhao to play for that one. However, Xin Zhao is going to take the red buff, which does deem him stronger in a 1 versus 1, but I'm pretty sure that Viego has gotten out of here with the wolves, plus the blue buff, which might set Aki behind because he's looking for his jungle. This is actually disastrous right here from Aki, but he does find Croco. He's going to force the flash.
Force the flash.
Half his jungle.
Yeah, he's lost half his jungle, but we'll see if it leads to anything else. Of course, the Xin Zhao is going to be in a much stronger position to chase him down should he find it. But I mean, yeah, like Croco getting those 2 camps and getting out, it was risky. It was definitely a risky move to be going for the 2 rather than just the big buff and leaving, but gets himself that and should be able to full clear from bot to top. And like you said, it kind of forces NIP into this, vertical jungling. They're going to have to keep Aki towards that top side, which is exactly as you said AL wanted to be, because they don't care about Hery and Shanks in this lanes because they're not under any real threat.
Honestly, the way Croco and AL have been manipulating the map around jungle has been absolutely genius. Now, Croco is left with his entire jungle, whilst also stealing 2 jungle camps away from Xin Zhao. If Xin Zhao ever steps a foot on the topside jungle of Croco to try and invade and take some of this camps back for himself, Hery has priority. He's going to move first. Shanks has been perma-shelving this Akali under tower. He's going to move first, so it's going to be a bit difficult for Aki to find an opening into the jungle. He's pinging the blue buff. He's pinging the blue buff, and Croco is on his way. Reminder, Croco does not have the flash, and Rookie has first move right here, but we can't forget about the Udyr on the top side of the map.
Yeah, I think you give this one up, though. I think you let the buff go. I don't think there's really much kind of use, if you will, in fighting that one there. Rookie taking a fierce amount of trade damage.
Okay.
And now Croco might feel like with level 4, he has the advantage and still has a red buff, so he might go for this kind of full fight. And that's exactly what he's going for. Shanks and Rookie will move over in tandem. There's the stun down. Aki has to flash. If that command attack into dissonance lands, he's almost certainly going to die. Now we can start to see AL start to build more comfortable into this early game.
Love that. Shanks moves first right there. Backs up his jungler, Croco. Croco is actually going to spot Aki, right? He is going for him. Starts moving more aggressively as well. Now he's threatened mid laner with Rookie. He's going to Shuriken flip that one. It did land, but Shanks wasn't quite in position for the QW.
Yeah, I don't think Shanks thought that was going to land, as I feel like if he was confident in his jungler's ability, he probably would have gotten a QW and at least gotten the flash out of Rookie, but wasn't to be. And as all the dust settles in these early game skirmishes, nobody dies, but it is a 1,000 gold lead for AL, and you can see just kind of where that's being kind of centralized in this bot half of the map. Actually, it's all lanes, to be perfectly honest. Viego having those 4 camps, having the priority over Hery, knowing like, hey, there's no camps on this top side, there's no way the Xin Zhao is here, I can proxy. Shanji's struggling, and again, great from AL. They've really, really nailed down how they want to play these early games, and NIP, they don't have an answer.
Absolutely, and AL also know what went wrong in game 1. They fixed it over in game 2. They have pulled out a pretty similar draft again for game 3. They know their game style. They know what went wrong in game 1, and they proceeded to fix it for the rest of the series. They don't need to change anything in their playstyle as far as, the draft goes and the early game, because so far they have been getting incredible advantages through their jungler. You'll see right here, Croco will get these grubs. The second he gets the second set as well. This is going to benefit Udyr so much because Hery has been hitting that Cassante tower over and over again, proxying the wave as well. Zhuo now, with a pretty late roam towards the tops of the map, they might look to sort of get a flash out of Shanks here.
I don't even think they can get the flash out of him. Rookie wasn't in a position to fully engage onto that, even with the perfect execution. So that's 3 grubs going over. No real contest from NIP around the map. And Shanks, I will say, does need to be careful in the sense that he wants to push up this wave, but he knows that he hasn't got priority on left or right. So needs to be very, very careful with where he goes to put that that kind of position, as Zhuo finds himself back in that bot side, fully pushed in by Hope. Now, again, I'm loving this. I'm loving the style of game that they're playing. They're just so confident in how they want to move around the map for the first 10 minutes that it's NIP who are just struggling to figure it out.
Absolutely, they're winning every single lane. The Udyr into the K'Sante, the Orianna perma-shoving the Akali, whilst also staying safe from any sort of shenanigans of Nautilus roaming mid lane. And Hery has been such a nuisance on this top side, but Aki has found him. He's level 7, that's not the ghost.
The wind becomes lightning, though. The wind becomes lightning did not land, but they will be able to get the all-out. It didn't go over the wall, which is exactly what they wanted. First blood over to Shanji, but because they had put priority that top side, it means the objective of the Dragon goes to AL.
So both objectives go over to AL, both the Void Grubs and the first Dragon. And we said how important it is at winning you time. If you fall behind, if you misplay a fight, if you're down half an item, these 5 minutes for every Dragon are so crucial into winning you time. Of course, Hery right here, missing the W from Xin Zhao is a little unfortunate, but you do have the K'Sante to put down the CC onto the Udyr to pin him in place and actually kill him off. The kill luckily also goes to K'Sante, might give him a little bit of a breath, trying to play towards his itemization a little bit sooner than the Udyr does. However, that hasn't alleviated much of the pressure because Shanks has been actually beating onto Rookie Akali the entire laning phase, which means that the whole mid-jungle that gives you priority to play a little bit more aggressive through the Xin Zhao is not necessarily there for NIP since they picked up Akali.
Yeah, about a 13 or so CS lead for Shanks. It actually might get a little bit more now that he's forced to back out of Rookie with no TP. And yes, Hery did die, but like I said, it's not really that big of a deal. It's onto the Shanji K'Sante, so not really going to be that big of a difference when you think about it. And we'll wait to see where these priorities kind of turn. We will have the Grubs back up in a minute and a half. If you get 6 Grubs here for the AL team, that's when they can start to take down these turrets and push around the map as we've seen so far this series. But so far, so good for AL. NIP, again, I need to see a little bit more proactivity from them. It feels like they got that flash from Croco and then just followed him around the map, didn't really force him into any bad situations. Now he's got that flashback and he's got the Heartbreaker, so he's in a very powerful position to make plays around the map and potentially get himself a snowballing as best he can.
Yeah, also almost first item completed right here for Croco's Viego. And I think it all comes down to Rookie again. I know we're pinpointing a lot of the responsibility to win onto Rookie, but he has the playmaking potential to do that. He's a Kali, he's a LeBlanc in game 1, he's a Zir in game 2, he's a Kali now in game 3. He is playing those playmakers that can make the difference in these team fights. Again, reminder, it's very difficult with this current composition for AL to pin that Akali down. However, do not overlook the amount of shielding and healing that's coming through this Milio and this Orianna, because we saw it in game 1. All these shields and heals that came through made LeBlanc's gameplay a little bit more difficult, and it's not going to be much different against Akali.
It's not going to be much different, but everyone should just be calming down for the next couple of seconds. Ooh, that does not spot out that Croco is there. However, that ward will. Drops down the mist. Gets himself out and around. The 80 carries will not be joining this skirmish. This will be a 4v4. Without the 80 carries really joining in, they're going to try and engage. Shockwave is good with the ball delivery system, and that's Aki already dead. The perfect execution to try and see if he can get some kind of damage back, but they just can't. The healing, the shielding, and just the straight-up poise from AL is just too good. They'll get 2 kills, and they'll get the Grubs, all 6 to them. This is perfectly executed League of Legends for AL.
Absolutely. AL bring 4 members up and NIP get caught in River. They only have 2 members there. Aki gets caught, Zhuo gets caught in this particular instance, and it's actually disaster. 1,500 gold up for the side of AL, also giving them Void Grubs when they have Udyr, Pema pushing towers is going to be a little bit painful, and honestly, AL are seeing game 1 unfold right before their eyes. That's a level 7 Viego, and you got 2 level 6 members right there. Zhuo pulls himself closer, allows for the Shockwave to hit 2 members instead of 1, and from there on out, once you take the Xin Zhao out of the equation, Rookie and Shanji need to run for the hills.
I mean, Shanji wasn't even there, really. He kind of arrived and then left as soon as he realized he was way too late. And we've seen it a couple of times today now where the top laners being a little too slow, a little late to the party has drastically affected how these games go and how these engages go. As we see now, Bot lane using this priority as best he can. As we can see, Photic just trying to put down a little bit of extra hurt onto Hope, but for now it should be just fine as both mid laners do TP back into that mid lane. First items being picked up for either side, as we do have that Rooker for Shanji and of course the Frozen Heart for Hery. And this is where the game gets fun. This is where the game gets interesting, because right now you're looking at kind of a very hard kind of gold lead to deal with. It's not impossible, but it just makes it so much harder for NIP to kind of contest these small little things. The reset comes in for the Lucian, gets the Storm Razor. They have a first item on their Orianna versus an Akali who's still dealing with items. I feel like you're not really in a position to try and fully fight for this dragon. And with Shanji not really feeling comfortable either, Hery gets the first rotation. He has TP. He's going to be fine to cover that top lane as well.
Yeah, Shanji does have the top lane, the TP as well. He has purchased the Ruken right here onto the Sante. He's the only member on the side of NIP that does actually have an item, so I feel like NIP should not necessarily be contesting this. They're an entire item down. They're literally sitting mostly on components, not even a single sheen onto the Akali to get that extra little bit of damage in, and AL could finish the game right here and right now if they get that win.
They're spotting Rookie. They're going to try and jump in on top of Croco, kill him off as best they can. The Shockwave to burn him. The Xin Zhao as Aki loses Crescent Guard. It's the Udyr traded for the Xin Zhao, but it's Jungler for top laner. For now, the Dragon is confirmed with his dying breath. Croco trades his life, but it's a 3v3 for the moment. Double kill for Rookie. He's still so healthy. He's trying to take out Shanks, who flashes away from the Shuriken flip. Now you can see the Hope doing a serious amount of damage, but he needs to be aware that they don't have a huge amount of mana. 2 for 2. It's an even fight, but the Dragon went to AL, and the Mountain Soul sprawls over the map. As Photic! Photic! He flashes, but it's not enough! He gets caught out from the back side of this one here. Now Zhuo will fall as well! Hope is feeling himself, and he gets 2 more kills on the back of it.
Wow, both top lane and jungle died in this skirmish, in this team fight for the Dragon, but the follow-up from Hope, 3-0 on the Lucian right now. Hery is tearing apart that top lane tower, 3-0 for Shanks' Orianna as well. And if NIP were falling behind in items, they're falling further behind right here, because it looked like a pretty favorable fight for NIP, but then he overextended, they get punished by Hope's Lucian. The entire tower is gone! Minute 13 with no intervention at the top side of the map. And let's look at this again, because Aki finds a pretty good ultimate to split AL apart and allow Rookie to play in this chaotic playstyle where Akali loves playing into. Everyone spread apart, you get to pick them off. That's exactly what he did. Croco ends up dying, gives the shutdown away to the Akali, and then they sort of disperse. But look at all this damage Hope puts down. And Rook is like, you know what, there's no longer anything we can do here. Everyone backs away. Hope sees the opening. They shield and they burn from the Milio. Help right there as well, and just flashes forward to finish off Zhuo. What a fantastic display of some Lucian gameplay that I very much needed in my heart and soul to see, Oisin, because Lucians have not been looking too good lately.
No, they have not. But I will say, Lucians in the LPL hit different, you know. We got ruler, we got a caveat, a get out of jail free card. We get a jail free card for it. But for now, it is AL taking a 4,000 gold lead, or just underneath it. 2 dragons that got the Rift Herald as well. I mean, they're in such a strong position coming into the next few fights. They've got, again, like you said in that last one, it felt weird for NIP to fight it. Just didn't really need to go for that when they were not really any completed items. They weren't in a position of power, and now it's kind of dug them into a much worse hole. Rookie is going to find himself between the towers. Croco, I should say, will take a fair bit of damage on top of him. Now Rookie goes into the Shroud. May have to use the perfect execution just to walk away from this, but that is a scary amount of damage to be thrown into there, as Croco just wants to try and find kills.
And if there was an item disparity, especially on the AD carry department, if you look over, you know, this is the part of the time where, as a caution, you're like, don't look bot. Just don't look at items. This is going to be a Lucian with a completed rapid fire in his next B pressing, versus a Photic with just 1 Blade of the Ruin King in his inventory. There's a huge disparity in terms of damage. And again, we've said that if a Lucian comes out of the laning phase, either ahead or even, and you get to play this ruler playstyle where you're so aggressive in the mid lane, whoever steps up, you take the majority of the HP bar, then you pretty much win any skirmish in the river because your opponents are in an HP deficit, therefore they cannot walk up to contest.
They have a minute left before this dragon spawns, just over a minute. TP comes down bot lane as everyone's just kind of covering each lane. Rookie making sure he's in position for this potential next fight. Shanks did go back and pick himself up a Seeker's Arm Guard, so he has a stopwatch for this next potential fight. Would love to finish off his Seraph's Embrace into an Archangel's if he could. He's very, very close to it. Should be able to get it before this next fight. And like you said, the rapid fire cannon being built up for Hope puts him a full item ahead of his counterpart. Just makes it so much harder for the side of NIP to go contest this. And again, a Mountain Soul is valuable. A Mountain Soul this early could be detrimental to NIP, and NAL are just playing so effectively around their power spikes, around where they want to kind of ring around the map. So for the moment, I mean, it's hard to see how NIP really can fight this if they can at all. Oh, Rookie.
I mean, technically, you've got the kills on what matters. Oh, Croco has found Rookie.
He has.
He's gonna miss the stun right there, which is very important. And Hope is doing exactly what we said. Whoever walks up gets bullied by the Lucian. Therefore, when they walk into the skirmish, they are in a HP deficit. I wanted to say that luckily for NIP, the kills have gone over to Rookie. But as you mentioned, a Mountain Soul that early on, when you have so many shields already on the side of AL, is going to be impossible for you to assassinate the backline. Hery's attacking 4 people.
He is. He's popped the ghost. Rookie gets a bit of a chunk onto him and then backs himself away. Shockwave lands down onto Aki. He's already down to about 1/5 of his HP. Can't really walk into this. There is a Gromp even, so he can try and heal off that. The Dragon has not been started just yet, but Shockwave being down is key. There was actually a Chain of Corruption thrown out at one point as well. Photic without that cooldown as well. The Dragon has been started. Aki trying to see if he can maybe wrap himself around here. He's not really close. He's going to have to try and jump in as quick as he possibly can. Aki is back. It's going to be a straight 50-50 as they look to try and go for it, but you don't have your jungler on this right now. Croco hasn't gone in just yet. Never mind. He sneaks himself in, and he takes it away. That's sole point, but now the fight can really happen afterwards. Crescent Guard to try and separate this fight. You can see them looking for a little bit more. These health bars are low, but are they low enough? Rookie gets 1, but can he get any more? No, he goes taken down, and the resets can come in here for Croco. He goes into the mist straight away. These health bars are so low. They can reset. They can start chasing them down. They can start killing them all, and AL will ace NIP at the Dragon Pit.
Croco does it in style. He played every single champion on the Rift. He picks up a Kali, then he picks Cassante, then he picks up Zinzao, then he picks up Nautilus, and then he picks up the entirety of the NIP roster to ace them. What a fantastic team fighting from Croco and Hope. Hope with an incredible performance on that Lucian as well, but my god, it must be devastating for NIP because Rookie had that opening in the back and he did all he could. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and we're gonna see this again. Aki does return into the fight, but you see that Croco is on the side trying to steal the dragon, and he will be the one smiting down. That's 3 now for AL, and Rookie gets a fantastic enter into the backline. The executes will come through, but Croco has kept himself safe this entire time. Chases the Akali, will take Rookie down, and the second you grab one of the playmaking souls from your opponent, is so easy to follow up on. He'll eat backwards just to get access in the front line, and then he takes Cassante, then he takes that Varus as well, he takes the Nautilus. Oh my god, it's such a beautiful display of skill.
What an incredible fight from Croco as well, because it looked like NIP had it. As you said, the Rookie got onto the backside, knew that he was able to make a play happen, but Croco just perfectly executed on each champion as well. The CC buffering with the Cassante steal, the fact that he was able to get back onto the Akali, go into the Shroud, like just baiting them all in each and every time, just so well played. And now it's nearly an 8,000. Yeah, it's just gone to an 8,000 gold lead. 3 dragons. You have to fight at the next one as well for NIP. You don't get a break from this. You don't get a rest. Look at these score lines, by the way. 3-1-6 on the Croco, 3-0-4 on the Shanks, 5-0-4 onto Hope. Hope has nearly got his IE. He'll probably have it by this next dragon. I mean, NIP, they don't have an answer. There's nothing for them to kind of build off of anymore. They're just getting smashed.
Absolutely, and also, You have to think right here with how far ahead AL are. I know we're on the 21st minute mark, but Baron is a very realistic option for AL as well. Of course, the easiest way to do this is by fighting through Dragon in 2 minutes time, completely acing an IP, and then taking the Baron as well. You definitely do not want to be 50-50ing the Baron, but it is a very realistic scenario with how much damage you've actually accumulated through the items by being so far ahead. The fact that you have an Orianna on a side lane, pressuring an Akali, not feeling any of that pressure is also pretty huge. So, minute and a half for AL, they're pressuring every single lane, and now for NIP, it's literally scrambling about. What can you get? You see that Varus is in the jungle. He's taking his jungler CS, trying to scramble. Find that second item right before the next fight. You've got 1 minute, 20 seconds. You're on the timer. NIP is gonna have to fight for this.
That he is. That he is. Minute now just over until that spawns. You'll have all the summoners back. Hope has finished off his Infinity Edge. That is just like when we talked about him having the rapid fire cannon, Photic had a pickaxe. Now that we're adding an Infinity Edge, Photic has added a dagger. That's all. That's all he's got. Now he is sitting on 1,800 gold, so he was probably hoping and praying that he could get a little bit more just to finish off his Guinzoos, but I just don't see how you can fight this as NIP and a Mountain Soul onto an Udyr and onto people like the Viego just to give them an extra little bit of survivability. It's just not, you can't let it happen, but I don't think you have a choice.
I don't think you have a choice. You have to fight this one. Again, getting the Mountain Soul right here will make it impossible for Rookie to actually break into the backline. There's already too many shields and heals from the Orianna and the Milio, keeping Hope alive, and Hope is the main target right here. He's the main threat for NIP, so Rookie needs to find a way to sneak into the backline and try to assassinate Hope. That was best case scenario that we saw in the previous fight, and it didn't end up working out. Well, it half worked out until NIP overextended and gave another 2 kills over to Hope. Now you're dealing with a 3-item Lucian. This Lucian could one-shot this Akali.
Yeah, just one double tap with a Lightbringer, and it could be a lights out for Rookie. All summoners available across the board. Shanks did TP back into the mid lane, so he's there with his team. They're going to put down a bit of damage. Pepper them down here with the culling. Shanji down to half HP because already he knows.
That's a tank.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's going to reset, but I don't think he has time to reset because they're going to take this dragon so quickly. He's going to TP back immediately. Zhuo half HP. The Xin Zhao needs to move forward, but he can't. Dragon is gone. Shockwave lands. Zhuo goes in with a hook, but they're trying to croc down Croco, but he's got the extra tank stats. There's the Crescent Guard to try and separate them a little bit. Shanks opening in on Zhuo just a little bit. You can see they're throwing everything onto Hope, but they can't do anything. Shanks is literally 1v3 while the rest of his team dies. They threw everything at Hope, but you can't kill Hope. Hope is what you give yourself at the best times of need, and Hope never dies. Another clean ace for AL. They get the Soul, they'll get the Baron, and this game is all but over for the side of NIP.
Oh my god, AL, can we also have an Akali? No, we have an Akali at home. Shanks played literal assassin, walking past the entirety of NIP's frontline and just assassinating their backline. Auto QW, auto QW. That was absolute display of aggressive play right there, completely bypassing the tanks and just getting straight back into that. Let's watch this again, because as you will see right here, Croco has to ult his way out to not get CC'd, and Shanks will sneak into that brush in the top side of the map. He'll take down Zhuo with him, and then he'll flashes forward away from Aki to take down Photic as well. And throughout this whole time, Aki was not able to 1v1 him while Shanji tries desperately to play a 14.2 Cassante, but unfortunately for him, it's a 14.4 Cassante, so it's not.
It is a 14.4 Cassante, but not going to have the same level of impact as we have seen in previous years. But my God, what a display from AL. Game 1, they were, focused, they were aggressive. Ninjas in Pyjamas came back and really forced them into a bad situation. Game 2, AL were in a bad spot. They lost the Elder fight, but they didn't lose their sense of how to win the fight, how to play the fight. Game 3 has been AL the entire way. There hasn't been a moment for NIP to set their feet down and to try and take this game back. They haven't been given time. They haven't been given any room to breathe. And AL are putting down a marker as a playoff team.
Double lane shoving as well. Top lane is slow pushing too. When they have these two towers, they can go straight to the top side of the map if they don't get a pick to push down another lane, put down the pressure through another lane as well. Now Croco is going to go towards a mid side of the map, mid lane of the map rather. Get this Baron buff onto the two cannon minions and take that mid lane inhibitor while there's more pressure towards the bot side of the map. Two cannons with Baron buff and a bunch of void grabs as well. Another wave coming in. Middle inhibitor is going to fall.
That's
Zhuo.
it. That's all you had. You had to go for some kind of fight, and they're still looking for it. But with the extra resistances, the extra shield, and the pure determination, AL will slaughter NIP. There's no hope for you here as Shanji tries to run away as best he possibly can, but the game's over. The result is done. It is all but a formality. AL goes 7-3 after taking down NIP. And this middle of the table, this top half of the table has gotten a hell of a lot more interesting.
Honestly, the question mark at the beginning of the day for both of these teams is that we know they're good enough. That's why they're there. That's why they were 6-3 and 7-2. We knew that they were there. The question mark was, can they make it to the top of the table? And if so, how? Because 7-2 on NIP hadn't necessarily convinced a lot of people that they were good enough, even though they had only lost twice, and one of these losses was to JDG, which is nothing to be ashamed of. And AL coming in with the cleanest freaking gameplay. They lost game one to a fluke team fight. They pulled themselves together. They played the exact same playstyle back to back versus NIP. They didn't give them a single